Aloha! This is the Green Lighting Mr. T, and welcome to something new that I'm doing for my channel. This is going to be a sort of challenging / interesting retro achievements type deal for just random challenging and interesting retro achievements that I come across as my time exploring retro achievements and all the achievements on the site. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while, but I haven't had like a good game to start with, or at least a good set of achievements to start with, until I came across this set for Megaman and Base, which has a lot of damageless fights for the bosses, while only using like the main weapon, none of the special weapons, which make the bosses a lot easier. So I figured let's make this one my first video for this series. So basically I'm going to be going through Mega Man on one video and Base on the other. There's two of them. So the Green Devil is probably not even worth mentioning, so I'm not really going to go over him. He's the basic first boss of the game. I would probably not include him if I weren't already including all the other bosses of this run. So, in between our first actual robot master that we'll actually fight, we have this snowman mini boss person robot thing. I guess they're all robots. And this one's also pretty simple, especially as Mega Man. You've got the slide, which generally makes a lot of the dodging really simple to do. So there's that one done. Now we'll actually get into Cold Man. So Cold Man is also definitely on the easy side. He's only got technically he's got like 3 main attacks, and also he can like jump forward, I guess. He doesn't have a lot going for him, so this is another really simple one. You just jump over the ice pillars that comes at you. He does have like a freezing attack. He doesn't actually show it during this run, but we'll get to see a little bit of it during Base's run. But like, he's not dangerous. This is one of the easy bosses. I basically decided to record this after I fought some of the other bosses and came to the conclusion that, wow, this game's really challenging. I can make videos on it. Plus, one of my friends really wanted to see me play through. That's basically how this whole thing got started in the first place. So, here I even get grabbed by that cloud because I wasn't careful with my last shot, but you just shake out of it and you can jump away. So, that's Cold Man done. Okay, so here next we have Burner Man. Yeah, this guy is also pretty easy, although a lot of people would say otherwise. But the reason why I call him easy is because you basically, if you can dodge 3 of his main attacks, you've won at that point, because he takes forever to do his attacks. That you really, as I said, you only have to dodge 3 of his attacks and then you're done with the fight. So, in my book, that means he's easy. In other people's books, that means he's crazy hard. I don't know. Either way, he's gonna take a little bit of time to explain. But first, main thing is, if at any point you don't hear him doing one of his attacks and he's not coming back on the screen, that means that that's your time to get ready to dodge his, I don't know, jump dive at you, or whatever you'd want to call that. So, be aware of that. Otherwise, he's got 2 main attacks where he's got one where he throws a grenade, and if you shoot him while he's throwing the grenades, he'll get angry at you, and then go into this really slow and easy to maneuver around, flame attack. He'll even put out his flame when he jumps, so if you ever need to dodge under him, you can to get to the other side of him if you're gonna run out of space. And then his other one where he sets traps in the ground is definitely a little bit more annoying, because he does the flame attack longer, So if you actually like are gonna run out of room, you have to like be prepared to dodge under him right away. But otherwise, you just have all the time in the world to set up attacks on him while he's slowly moving across the room towards you. So I find him to be somewhat easy. Definitely took me the longest, like a long time to learn his moveset, because he's got his own quirks between how he works and like what to look for and how to like strategize for him. But otherwise, once I had the strategy in place, he was easy. Now to catch up on Astro Man, who has been fighting in the meantime. So Astro Man is also, he's more like mid, I guess. I don't know. He's a little trickier in that he has this one attack where like as soon as he pops into existence, he'll just come rushing right at you. So my general opinion for this fight is to try and stay in the center of the room and like be ready to slide away the second he appears. Otherwise, the rest of his attacks are pretty okay. His like main like weapon attack where he makes the holograms, I'll be showing off in a couple seconds since he didn't get a chance to use it. That one, you just slide from one room to the other. If you get to like a wall early, at that point you can take a shot at the boss, well, real quick before he rams himself into you. But otherwise, just if you're late, just be ready to slide to the other side of the room again. Otherwise, other than that, he's pretty simple. Also, it's like worth mentioning, like once he's got like the projectiles going, if you can like wait a sec for him to fire his shot off while you're in the center of the room before like getting to the full edge of the screen, that's also a good thing to worry about. Because it does get a little tight in the corner if he's firing when you're already in the corner. Yeah, and in that moment I take a shot that I should have not taken because I didn't have the time for it. So next we have Dynamo Man. Or no, we don't have that. We have the mini boss. Alright, big thing to know about the mini boss that I didn't even realize until after the fight was already over is that it's way simpler to just focus on the little robot things that get taken out of the dispensers, because there's a limited amount of them before the dispenser just runs out and just is immediately defeated. And you're going to probably run into that way before you would actually take out the health of the dispenser. In addition, taking out the dispensers will automatically trigger the like laser beam attack like multiple times based on how much damage you've done. So you actually just don't even want to shoot them at all, because like that'll trigger the laser beam attack, which is the hardest attack to dodge. Well, it's actually not as Megaman, but well, I don't know. It's not a big deal, but just focus on the robot things that get spit out. Now we have Dynamo Man. This guy he's definitely medium to like hard, because you have to like keep in mind his health pool, like how much health he has, because he'll like recharge his health like partway through the fight, and one shard shot plus like 3 normal shots is like the fastest way to get him out of that state. So it's tricky, and if you mess up, like he gets all his health back, and then you're stuck in this loop where he just heals all his health that you're trying to deal to him. And of course he has lots of challenging attacks. This lightning one is especially challenging. You can try and like reduce the amount of lightning strikes he does by like continually shooting at him, but then you have to make sure to dodge the bolts as they come at you. I generally try to at least get it down to 2 if I can help it, because the lightning bolts themselves are really tricky to avoid. I'll go over in a second how like my method for dealing with them, but it basically comes down to like a shuffle step to dodge the first one, and then just stand where one of the lightning bolts were for the second and third if the third one happens. I managed to keep it so they never got a third shot off at me. And then otherwise, this is the other big thing why the health is important. Do not attack him if he's close to healing, while doing this attack, because he will immediately jump into it while the attack is going on, and then you have to focus on dodging and don't have time to get him out before he gets all his health back, so that's definitely something to avoid. And then here's me showing like a scenario where there's a second bolt. Basically, as soon as he gets it off, I start shuffle stepping for the first one, and then I stand where the lightning bolt was for the second one. And it'll generally also work for the third one, if that ever happens. I just don't have any footage of it, but I've managed to dodge 3 lightning strikes before. All right, now we have this whatever boss this is. I don't care to figure out the mini bosses' names and stuff, but basically you just have to memorize this boss's attack patterns and generally stay near the bottom left corner. The bottom left corner is like a safe spot for when he doesn't ever start an attack from that corner, although he will go into that corner like during the end of his attack. So you see, like, that's the one attack that's like closest to that corner, but like you've time to like move away from him. So otherwise, that's basically it for this guy. The little enemies I don't know, eggs he shoots out, just make sure you have a charge shot ready to take care of the little, I don't know, wormy guys that come out, and you'll be fine. Thank God you can actually deal with them, because like the normal regular pellets you can't aim down as Mega Man. That's Base's thing. He can actually aim at the ground. Feels like a Metroid thing from like Metroid 1, where you can't aim at the enemy that's at your feet. Anyways, next we have the main guy of this stage, which is Groundman. Yeah, it's Groundman. He's kind of easy mid again. The problem is he has his one attack with the drill, which is like sometimes just impossible to dodge, but otherwise all his other attacks are pretty straightforward. And you just don't want to, when he does the digging down, you just don't want to be directly in front where he's going to come out of the ground. If he comes out of the ground, he can always go like come out of the ground near the wall. But as long as you're not standing ready for him to like hit you without being able to see him, you're fine. Alright, and I'll show some footage of his drill attack. And in this case, it'll be a drill attack that's like, basically, there's nothing I could do. Okay, then we have Tengu Man, which is also considerably easy on the easy side, but like, it's going to be a long fight because you can only really get your attacks off when he's doing an attack of his own. At the start, I have figured out, like, if I do a jump right at the start when he's setting up, aiming to the left, I can get, like, one hit off it. After that, like, I'm just as likely to jump into him as I am to get a shot off on him, so I just stay to the ground and just wait for him to come down. Otherwise, you basically just have his simple slash. Just make sure you're always jumping towards him when you do it, or if you're lucky enough, you can get behind him as he comes down, but it's generally just better to jump over him. Otherwise, he's got an attack where he goes from like left to right across the screen. Just always be running in the direction he's going in, and then you'll have like more time to react to him, to jump over him. And just be aware, like, sometimes it might be easier to go under him than it is to go over. It's definitely his like most dangerous of his attacks. I mean, some of his attacks are designed to like push you off the stage and not even do damage for you, so you just button mash to get out of them if you get stuck, and otherwise just avoid them. Okay, oh my god, I hate this guy so much. Pirate Man! Alright, this was the bane of my existence for this whole run. Fighting him as Mega Man is just, it feels absolutely ridiculous. I hate his guts. Alright, so basically he's really only got like he's got two things he can do. He can either shoot the bomb, well, technically three. He can shoot the bombs, there's remote bombs at you. Make sure you stand close to him so you have room to move back. My general idea is to let him fire off the first one while I'm standing close, jump up in the air for the second one, and then move to the edge of the wall for the third, if he does the third. He can only shoot up to 3 at a time. So once you've gotten that, you're set. Otherwise, he's got this insane bubble attack where, depending on where the water level is, you can actually have like no possible chance of dodging the attack because you can't jump over him and you can't go under him. It's like, it's just so unfair. I hate it so much. And he can either go in a diagonal and he'll bounce around 8 times before stopping, or he'll go left and right and you can slide under him, and it'll be 8 times. Make sure you're not standing next to the wall if he's going left and right, because all of that will happen is he'll bounce off the wall, and then he'll be as you're sliding across the room, he'll be moving above you, and like you've already screwed yourself. So you have to be like towards the middle of the room when he's in his bubble. And then sometimes you'll just have the freaking bubble, and he'll like just do a diagonal on you. And here I'm just showing that like you can't jump over the remote bombs if you already are at the wall. You have to be prepared for that ahead of time. Here is him hitting me when I'm trying to slide over under him because the water level's too low, and there's just nothing you can do. Oh, and his like third thing is like refilling the water room. I hate him so much. I have so much footage of me being annoyed by him. Oh, and here's me learning like 2 attempts before I actually get my successful run. Is that you can actually just pop him out of the bubble when he's forming it, but like it's harder to do as Megaman, especially if you're already in the air when he's getting the bubble ready. You just don't have the time to pop him. But my god, pop him if you can. That would have made him so much easier. But still, I like the attempt, my successful attempt, didn't even get to utilize that at all. Alright, so now we have Magic Man, and he's definitely what I consider like outside of Pirate Man being unfair and hard. Magic Man is fair but really hard. Basically, again, he's kind of similar to Burner Man when he's throwing the grenade, where he'll attack you as a retaliation for any time you attack him. So you just have to be on your guard, ready for an attack after you take a shot at him. My general I strat for him turned into like keeping him at the walls so that he won't use his magic card attack, which means I only have to plan for 2 of his attacks, one of which being the ball throw, which spawns the birds, or the little orb things he fires out, which, by the way, if you shoot those orbs, it'll spawn minions, so don't shoot them. You can destroy them if they're on the firepower, but it's not worth it for all the minions it spawns. So, yeah, I just try and stick close to the walls, shoot him from far away, and that is a general best strat I have for that. Also, it's good to keep getting your attacks in regularly, because if you wait too long, he'll decide to just do an attack on his own, and then that just makes him more unpredictable. Alright, finally we have, oh my gosh, I don't have this guy's name right. It starts with an A or something, but like, I don't know, he's an actual boss, but I don't have his name memorized. For this achievement, you can't shoot the monkey, or at least one of the achievements is like, don't shoot the monkey while fighting him, and also like not take damage. I don't know, you don't even have to shoot the monkey at any point, because like, the only boss health that matters is the actual boss. So just keep to the left so that the guys that spawn out of the level don't hit you. You can shoot the missiles if he launches them at you, and for the most part be ready to jump off the elevator once you defeat the boss, because it is going to just drop. Also, briefly forgot to mention, once you get to this part of the game where you're entering the King stages and Wily stages, or whatever they are supposed to be, the achievement starts separating into damages runs versus buster only runs. So you can pick and choose which one you want to focus one at a time, and even use the special weapons for like the no damage runs. So next we'll have the King Tank, and this is one where I actually separate the runs, as I was just talking about. The one with the monkey, like, it doesn't really change the fight using the special weapons, so I'm figured might as well just go for both at the same time. This one, it does make quite a significant difference. So the first run I'm going for is the Buster only one. So I'm allowed to take damage. And the best thing I can say for this fight is he actually doesn't do that much damage if you get rammed by him. So it's better to get rammed by him than it is to get hit by one of his other attacks. So it's just better to wait around, see if he can get a hit off of his head, because that's like going to be the hardest one to hit, and then like get away from his attack. So just always be ready to get out of there. And if he comes and rams at you instead, well, if you don't have the reaction time to get out of the way, at least you only took 1 damage, basically. So, again, basically the whole fight is waiting for moments to get his head hit, because that's the hardest one to deal with. And it's almost be even better to like just take the damage on purpose to avoid the bombs. I didn't really employ that strategy because I didn't actually really notice that like his ramming attack only does 1 damage until like in editing or later at any point. But yeah, it's more important to focus on getting your attack in than it is to focus on getting out of the way of the ram, because like that's a mistake I would do a lot during this fight. Is like his head pops up and I go start heading down the ladder instead of getting my shot in, and then like I get my shot in and then like get hit by the bombs because I was taking too long. But otherwise, he's not too bad. You can really focus on the front or back in any order you wish. That part really doesn't make a difference. Alright. So then we're gonna have to do this again for the damages run. And my main objective is to just get damage on the head whenever possible. So I'm gonna use my lightning strike because it also gives you immunity frames while you're using it. Another good perk of this ability. Otherwise, I recommend switching to remote bombs once you've gotten this ability used up to get damage in. I also try using the hologram, but it's just better to use the remote bombs. You'll have enough remote bombs to do it by then. Oh, also, I should quickly talk about, I'm doing this, there's an achievement later that requires you to have 0 upgrades, which is why I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to go back in the video and add that in. For the Magic Man fight especially, you're gonna need the charge boost that makes your charge shot charge faster in order to actually deal with that bird attack, because you just don't have the time to charge your shot otherwise. Alright, I'll make a note of that. Either way, I made a note of it now. So, like, I'm not... That's the reason why I'm not using the upgrades at the moment, because I'm trying to set up for that later achievement. Otherwise, if you need to use an upgrade, just like I'm doing for my run, just get the upgrades. In my case, once I got through the fight with an upgrade, I would just redo the fight without the upgrades, and then move on, because I don't have to do the damageless run again. I only had to do it once. All right, so should be finishing up soon on this guy, right? No, we're still going. Having to do this fight twice takes a while, I guess. Again. Alright, once you're done with the front of the tank, the bottom of the tank you can actually take out from below using the card. Once I figured out that the card is a useful thing to be using. your fight is already done once you've taken out his head and the front. Okay, so now the achievements get even easier. We don't even have to do damageless runs anymore. Those are just gone. All that's left are Buster only runs. Which is just, I don't know, I feel like that's a bit of a drag not to have the damageless runs anymore. Like, those were fun to work on. But I kind of get it for like the final set of bosses. Because like they're either like too easy, being able to use your special weapons alongside in order to make the boss just a joke, or you can like, it's just so hard that you'd give yourself a headache trying to worry about it. So like with this enemy, like you as Megaman, it's just really hard to break that gem for the big laser thing attack. So I've just basically given up on ever trying to dodge it. For this boss, it's good just to get in the rhythm of the jump rather than focusing on like looking where you're trying to land. Just focus on getting the rhythm down, and that way even if you accidentally hit with flashbang, you can you'll be fine. The only other thing worth noting is that he can destroy the platforms with your fists, so you do need to get not so unlucky that you're jumping from a low platform to a high platform, because otherwise you can't make the jump to like the platform behind it. If you need to at least be on a medium platform or a high level platform to be able to like make a jump across to like the platform behind the one that got destroyed. Otherwise, like, you can even get health like during this fight. This fight's not a problem as long as you don't fall. You're not liable to die anytime soon unless he just spams the laser beam and just doesn't provide you with health, I guess. Otherwise, fights. This one did not take me long. Alright, so now we have this kind of weird fight with King where like he barely has an achievement. So basically you need to get 6 hits off of him before you take damage. And of course, that before the second phase of the fight starts. And I really screw this up and make this way harder on myself than it ever needed to be. I'll be able to show it properly during my base run, even though there is an achievement for him. But like, gosh, I need to show the fact that I made this. You don't have to shoot him. You don't have to shoot him while he's got his shield up. Just wait for the X attacks to come up, and then it's jump, slide, and you will dodge it every time. And like, he won't even move from his spot in the room. You just shoot him while the X attack is going on, boom, you have your 6 hits. You don't have to finish the fight even, just get the 6 hits in and the achievement is yours. It's a really weird achievement. Kind of wish they did something with King a little bit more, but otherwise I'll talk about that more when we get to bases run. Now we have the final version of King Tank, or whatever this giant contraption is. The achievement's like Optimus Prime or something, like it's a Transformer or something. It's more like a Power Ranger thing though, isn't it? Anyways, basically, you gotta get on this platform, you gotta shoot him in the head. We just have to defeat him using the base Buster. You don't have to worry about doing a damageless run. Those are already over at this point. It's really... the one thing about this boss that's annoying is like, the locations where you can actually get your shots in is really small and tiny. And that's like what's... Otherwise this boss would be like easy. Otherwise he's just kind of mid, because the shots are hard to get off, which means you waste a lot of time trying to get your shots in. I think you can basically either shoot him directly in the eyes, or you have to hit him in a specific spot in like the capsule on his head. Like, you can like get a shot off on him and like it won't do any damage, but if you had the shot a little lower or a little higher, then the damage will go through. It's just, this boss is just one annoying hitbox in reality. In this case, because you have the platform, it is possible to break that gem before the laser thing comes off, so it is in your best interest to take that out before that hits, because you are not getting health back in this fight, so you can't just really tank those hits anymore. Otherwise, fight's not too bad, I guess. Alright, so this is a run that, like, basically the achievement is to go through this entire gauntlet only using the base Buster. You can do it as Megaman or base, and you just have to not lose a life, and that's the whole thing. So this took me about like 10 minutes, and it's actually not that hard an achievement in my opinion. The only thing I have to mention is for that room, if you're playing as Megaman, you're going to have to do damage, use invincibility frames to get across the spikes, because this achievement requires that you have no upgrades bought from the shop, and that's the reason why I've done this whole run with like as little upgrades as I could possibly pull off. And also why I chose to do Megaman first for the run, because base's upgrades are actually way more useful to him than they are for Megaman, in my opinion. And otherwise, anytime you see me pausing out, it means I'm like using that chance to like grind off enemies for health. Other than the fireman fight, that time I was actually on my phone during that fight, which is why you can see me get hit so much after calling him an easy boss. But I fought him while I was on my phone, so that just goes to show how little I think of that boss, right? Man, everyone finds him so hard for some reason. I never found him really that hard, especially since like you can just easily get him with the ice walls normally. Anyway, whatever. People don't like Burner Man for whatever reason. Did I call him Fireman? I don't know. Whatever. Alright, so this is the last guy, Tengu Man, right? Yeah. And there's the achievement. And then we just go straight into Wily's fight. Again, all I have to focus on is just getting through with the Buster. I think this isn't my first time like getting my run attempt at him, but I pulled off the achievements back to back. So mainly, you just I don't know. I don't really have anything much to say about this fight. You can shoot the missiles. It's good not to stay in the exact corner of the screen because the saw blade attack comes at you very quickly. But otherwise, the first phase, you really want to keep as much health as you can for the second phase, because the second phase is where it gets a little unfair, and why I feel like I'm glad I don't have to do this fight damageless. Maybe it's not so bad if I use special weapons during this second half or something. Like I could use the lightning strike to do a lot of damage and have invincibility frames or something, but otherwise it's luck of the draw. He can literally spawn on top of you if you're really unlucky, so yeah, I'm just glad that achievement isn't around. I don't have any sage advice for this fight, other than like try and get the bombs to like follow you to a point where they lose track of you, and then like they're not coming towards you anymore. Otherwise, just good luck. The first part of the fight is much easier to do damageless than the second half. And as you see, I just barely sneak through with my health. So that's this the Mega Man side of this achievement wall for all these boss achievements done. The other video should basically already be up, so if you want it, you can head over there to see the base's achievements. And I'm really on the edge. I don't know which set was easier to do, Mega Man set or base's set. Also, that one achievement for the rush, that's definitely easier to do as Mega Man. That's all I can say for like the boss rush for all the robot masters, because Mega Man can do like 3 damage without any upgrades, and Base can only do 1, which makes all the fights more like an endurance run. So Other than that, that's basically it. Some bosses are incredibly more challenging on Mega Man, and then some bosses are more challenging as base. But I feel like it balances out where the hard ones for base are not as bad as the hard ones for Mega Man. So, we'll see. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to more of these types of challenging, interesting achievement-based videos. I'll be doing them here and there as I work through Retro Achievements and I come across the interesting ones I find. So, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.